motherfucking back, dog.
We're motherfucking back.
We did it again.
We came back, even though I didn't want to at all.
What's up, Utah?
Yeah, hey, Utah Beaners, Salt Lake Beaners.
Salt Lake City, you motherfucking Mormons are now beaners. Yeah. How's it feel? You're Mexican.
Welcome to the Church of Latter-day Beaners.
That's a sign of mine. Welcome to the podcast. You met him all weekend. You saw his comedy. You get it. Well, thank you for listening, Salt Lake City. We haven't met you yet, but it's wise guys, and we've heard only the best things, the fucking cream of the pasta or whatever.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, Mamma mia.
It's me, wise guys.
Remember the guy? No bullshit. While we were in motherfucking, what city were we just in? Oh my God, dude, what's it? Dallas.
Dallas, okay.
There was the dude. He said "Mamma Mia" after everything. Remember that? That was a real. We met a guy. I'm not playing beaners. We met a dude in Dallas, and after everything, it was like a "Mamma Mia."
Yeah, and then he noticed us like saying it to him, so he would just say it more.
More because he loved it. He was like, "Oh, they've never like." He was like, "Oh, they're catching on to my phrase."
Yeah. Oh, these guys are also "Mamma Mia" guys.
And it's like, bro, no, you said it 30 times and we've met you and we've been here 10 minutes.
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
It was great.
God, real
a little
person.
bit of Italian flavor in Dallas.
Oh, bro, I don't know how you got there. Anyway,
right?
Salt Lake, we haven't met you yet. This came out before we met you. We're meeting you tomorrow.
Well, this recorded. It came out after we met you.
Oh, yeah. I guess we're doing it right now. Right. And in this right now time, we haven't met you yet.
No.
But I'm assuming you're cool because people say it. So thanks for listening. Yo, Ehsan.
Hey,
what?
Before we do this week's movie.
The movie that they're here for?
Yeah, you have to tell me what you thought of LA Confidential.
That was last week's movie.
Yeah, and you
get on the fucking podcast, new people. Get on it. That's what happens. Okay? I say the movie.
Relax.
Because I'm getting mad today. Every week we have to fucking explain this. I say the movie. He fucking watches the movie.
Yeah.
He tells me about the movie. It just happened this week. That motherfucker told me the movie. Very confusing stuff going on in Spoil the Beans. Very, very Tesla-like,
so
physics.
You see how it's crazy you're mad at them for this pretty difficult premise that we've come up with?
Oh, yeah. But you know what?
It's your fault.
It's your fault, though.
It's your fault.
Come on, bro. They should know. Because everybody else knows. Everybody else is like on our side of like, get on the fucking podcast. Be a beater or not.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, at beaters we don't learn slow, nigga. Hey, you get on pace. First episode, be on pace. Don't ask fucking questions, nigga. Know already. That's how we do it at Spoil the Beans. Know already. Anyway, Ehsan.
Yeah,
I watched LA Confidential, fool.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Let me tell you something.
What?
That's a long ass movie, nigga.
It's long. Let
me tell you something.
It is a long movie.
Hey, bro. That movie made Titanic. I was like, nigga, Titanic's a short film. That's why Titanic won the Oscar.
Well, no, Titanic was the better movie.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just the way it was paced. Movie was great. I'm not shitting on the movie.
Yeah.
It was just long. That's the only reason. I was like, oh, that's why I didn't win the Oscar, fool. It felt long.
Because you know what it is? All the clues and stuff were all like these small
as fuck things.
They're small and it like... So,
great movie, by the way. I should have said that. Great movie.
Watching the greatness in the movie is watching the whole thing come together.
Come together nice at the end.
It's like, okay, everything makes sense. The problem is that the clues were all very tiny and very like, he said what? And he said what?
Yeah.
So like, it was all the details that mattered.
Yeah, bro. This movie, that's the reason it didn't win. Because it was just like, oh man, this movie could have won. It came out the wrong year.
No, I mean, so Titanic was...
It was just going to win regardless.
Was an unsinkable ship, ironically.
And B, it just, the writing was phenomenal, fool. Phenomenally written movie. It was written, you know what I mean? I know a good movie when I see it, a good movie, nigga. That's a good ass movie. That's an Oscar level writing movie, Oscar level acting movie.
Yeah.
It just was whoever directed, whoever edited, whoever did those final decisions. Man, that shit was just cut it up, bro. Cut it up, chop it up, figure it out. Figure it out.
Yeah, well, That's
what kept you from being the greatest movie. That's what kept you from being like people talking about LA Confidential forever.
There is a reason why we don't know who the director is.
Yep.
There is a reason. That's an interesting take that the thing holding it back was the director.
What else is wrong with it? I'm talking about that shit was written beautifully, acted out perfectly. I mean, it's awesome. The movie's awesome. What it's about, it's awesome. Everything is perfect.
The characters are good.
Everything.
The characters are really good.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's perfect, fool. But the whole time I'm like, nigga, let's go. Let's go. Let's wrap it up, dude.
Right. It is crazy that the last shootout scene, the shootout itself is probably the weakest part of the movie.
Because it comes out of nowhere. Fool. It's like, bro, wait. And you know what else is crazy?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something else, director. We didn't need to shoot out. I was already gassed up. You didn't even need to add guns and shit.
No, yeah, the shootout was like, why is
it's
this?
a mystery, fool. I don't need to shoot out.
Yeah, and it was like it was a real deal mystery.
Yeah, great mystery, fool. It was good. The shootout. I'm not.
The shootout was to me the weakest part of the movie.
Bro, director. Hey, niggas make long movies. All right, Tarantino, Scorsese, James Cameron. I know you know him very well. But their movies don't feel long when you're watching them. That's the only problem. Your movie felt long. I was watching it like, this feels long. Like, let's go. It's good. Me and Sam watching like, this is good. It was just too long. It was just like, man, you could have did that in like hour 50, fool, and it'd have been perfect. You didn't need the 2 hours and 20-something minutes. It's 30 minutes too long, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. When I was sitting down to when I chose it, and I was like, right before I clicked it, I was like, here we go. Because I don't like do this very often, so I'm not very fast at it anyway.
Yeah.
And I just knew what this movie was gonna be.
It's so long. Also, you explained it very well. You explained it very well because you were very detailed with your explanation, and now I get why you were very detailed.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery, so you had to say all the things. And also, they didn't fucking just do the things. They like laid them out in this slow way, and you had to tell me in the way. I get it. It's like, oh, man, you had no choice but to tell me in that way of like,
I couldn't really.
I gotta tell you all these things because if you don't, none of it's gonna make sense.
Right. But at the same time, it's like.
And I only needed 2 of the things, and it would be like 7. It was like, bro, just, it's not your fault. It's the director's fault.
It's like a lot of the greatness of the movie is the dialogue, like just the back and forth with each other because all these crazy characters.
Petty. This is a good ass movie. The director, you did a good job, bro. You did a great job. I'm only complaining about why you didn't win the Oscar. I'm just saying why you didn't win.
No, this is we're critiquing.
This is perfect.
We're critiquing.
I don't want to sound like no hater.
The critique comes in the form of like, oh, you missed like greatness by like this much. But yeah, that was
night beans. That's whiskey, baby.
Oh shit, we're doing that.
Sometimes we let them know.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should actually just smoke the bong.
Hey, one day.
On
right
camera.
now, one day we'll do that. Right now, we're still a kids-friendly podcast.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, we're a kids-friendly podcast. You're right.
Right now, one day we'll be a little more R-rated. Right now, we're still trying to get on Disney Plus. You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah. So, if you can tell, the whole point of what we've been trying to do is get on Disney Plus. If you've been listening to like,
imagine if this was the first podcast on Disney Plus, nigga. And throw that nigga on there, Disney Plus. Come on, you got the Simpsons on there. Simpsons go hard, bro. And you ain't gonna tell me because I'm sure they're like, oh, it's the Simpsons. Like, hey, no, go pull up season 1 or 2 and watch.
I think the Michael Jackson episode isn't on there.
On Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Weak
sauce.
Don't censor.
That's a great episode.
Censoring's lame. Well, it's also censoring in any way. Lame. That's just lame.
But that's also like an amazing episode of television.
Yeah, you're taking out art. That's art too. It's also art. That's
art.
You're literally on some motherfucking Germany. You're on some like weird like you don't get to choose, bro. What art is allowed? You don't. You just don't get to choose. That's not
except if you're a multi-billion-dollar company. And
but you know what's nice?
Control them.
People are still gonna find that episode. People are gonna look for it more too.
Right.
That's what I like about people.
Well, you know what? I have noticed this though, is that as the streaming sites get like all these online streaming sites come out, like all those pirated stuff and all the streaming stuff is a little bit harder to find because most people will be like, I don't need to look up pirated stuff anymore. Everything is I just have to pay $10 and I have everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Pirating is always pirate. The reason people pirate is not because the things cost shit. It's just it's more available.
Yeah. But people don't like it when you tell them you can't do something.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like people are gonna find some art because it is art, and it's like it's like a painting or anything else, man. If you tell people they can't have it, people are gonna want to look at it.
Oh yeah, and then show it off.
Yeah, show it off. Be like, hey, bro, I got that Simpson episode, bro. What you mean? Oh, bro, you ain't seen it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it is crazy to think like, but there's some kid on Disney Plus who is watching, who his parents are like, here, you can watch Disney Plus. And that's all you can have. And his first exposure to real comedy right now is he is watching Simpsons, bro. Okay, that is happening to some kid out there. I don't know where that kid is at, but it's a kid out there right now, and that's just happening to him. Right. And he is watching some hardcore shit, nigga. He is watching some comedy, bro.
He's watching them deal with real infidelity and shit.
Yeah,
like
it's comedy,
real deal
and
shit.
him choking his son all the time and beating his Yo, it's lots of shit. Evil corporation boss.
Yeah.
Yo, it's fun.
His Christian neighbor.
Yo, bro, it's But I don't know. I think that's cool because that kid needs that, and then that kid's gonna look for that episode.
Then one day he's gonna be like, "What? There's a Michael Jackson episode."
And he's gonna watch that shit, fool, and then that kid's gonna make me make a fucking next South Park. And that's what's awesome, bro.
And that's
you can't censor art.
That's who this podcast is really for. That kid, if you're out there, we're trying to get on Disney Plus for you.
Hey, get us on Disney Plus, little nigga. Come on.
And that's LA Confidential.
Yeah.
Beaners, this is your intermission right now.
Before we get into the episode you are here for, really quick, thank you for listening.
Yes,
we love you.
We do. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Rate and review this podcast on iTunes.
Please rate and review. That stuff matters. We could use the help, and we would appreciate it.
Yeah, tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it.
Tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it. You keep going back and listening to old episodes. That's how we know you love it. We appreciate that.
And follow us on Instagram at Spoil the Beans, and then you can find our individual Instagrams. We're linked on everything. Follow
Derek
us from
Poston, Sanamad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Greg Scamato for making our theme music. If you want some more samples from him or maybe help from him, check out gregcanhelp.com.
Yep.
Yeah. And now back to your future presentation.
And we back. Yo, what up, Beaners? Oh, you guys ready for the episode? I know I am. But first, how about some goddamn comedy dates?
We do have dates coming up.
Because we do stand-up comedy, and that's what we really do. And so do that.
Tell them where we're doing stand-up comedy.
Well, I know, Ehsan, you're actually going to be somewhere.
Oh, shit. Tonight, I'll be at the Improv with Joe Sib and Grant Cotter.
That's right, buddy.
Check it out.
And I'll be watching Monday Night Football. Ravens, Rams. Yeah. I'll be at the game, motherfuckers.
Okay. Well, you can't see him there, so I don't know why he told you that.
They might throw me in at quarterback. You never know.
No, you
People
won't.
get hurt.
No, they won't.
People get hurt.
Nope. On the 27th, I will be at the Ice House with Big Brown, Brendan Shaw.
That's where you'll be, huh?
Yeah, where will you be?
I'll be back home, Memphis, Tennessee, for Thanksgiving with the family because I love my family, unlike you. And then on the 29th, I actually will be opening for a band.
Oh, and do we know the band name?
The North Mississippi All-Stars.
Woo!
Gigantic. Also, I feel really bad. Much disrespect. Yo, I looked up these niggas' tour dates. They're doing the same theaters that like Brendan does. They're literally at Turner Hall right now. We did that theater in March. It's like, oh, nigga, this band is a real. Oh, I'm going to be in a theater. And then I looked it up. I'm doing a real theater in Memphis at the Cross Hearts Theater in Memphis, Tennessee. But just look up North Mississippi All-Stars tour dates. The North Mississippi All-Stars, I'll say that again if you're in Memphis, and come out and watch me bomb for 20 minutes in front of this band. Yeah. Yo, if you want to see some shit not go right, nigga, oh my God, definitely come out to that show. Yeah. I am gonna bomb.
Yeah.
Why they hired me, I do not know.
What is that gig even? Yep. I've thought that. I was like, what the fuck is that?
I'll let all the beaners know when I get back.
Yeah.
And then after that, buddy, we will be in Kansas City on the 6th and the 7th. On the 3rd, I'll be at Lestat's Coffee Shop in San Diego on Adams Street. Make sure you go. Hey, first come, first serve. Get there. It's gonna be sold out. It's gonna be awesome. Doing an hour, and then the people are hitting me up, so definitely come out. It's gonna be crazy. And then on the 4th, the next day, I'll be at El Prez in Pacific Beach. El Prez, come on out. First come, first serve. All right, about 9:30. Both 9 o'clock for Lestat's, 9:30 for El Prez. The 6th and the 7th of December, me and Ehsan will be in Kansas City at the Improv with Mr. Brendan Schaub. And December 13th, and I will be doing 2 Don't Tell comedy shows with Mr. Ehsan Ahmad in Orange County. We can't tell you what those are because we don't know.
Yes.
That's why they're called Don't Tell comedy shows. Don't even know why I brought it up. But that's what we'll be doing. But really what's important is the 14th, we will be at Atlantic City. Woo! With Mr. Brendan Schaub at the Borgata Casino. So come on out. And then San Diego again, the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, and the 22nd. San Diego, we'll be down there. So come on out. Ehsan, those are the dates.
Yep, those are the dates.
That's the comedy. That's the hard part. That's all the business. Because we don't have ads. I can't wait till we have ads and pisses you guys off.
Yeah,
so
God, because every episode's going to be like a Rogan episode. It's going to be 3.5 hours long. Yeah. Our ads are going to be 30 minutes each.
Oh, 30 minutes? And we're doing 15 of them.
Yeah.
Cashing in, nigga. Hey, you got all these free episodes now. That's why you got them. Don't let me or Ehsan get famous because, baby, this show's going to be all ads.
Yeah, no more movies, just ads.
No, it's going to be the movie. You still get an hour of the movie, but it's not going to be important because it's going to be 17 hours of ads. And the movie's spliced in all through. You're going to be like, man, it's not worth watching it. But, nigga, hey, you got it for free for like how many ever years, nigga, while we still broke. So cash in. You guys cash in because we're going to cash in later, please believe.
Yes. We cannot wait to sell out.
Hey, baby, that's what Hollywood's about. So, But we're glad you're here now for the episodes that are free.
Yeah.
And fucking enjoy. While we're still broke. This is being shot in our apartment.
I'm wearing my robe right now.
We want money one day too, bro. Don't look at us like that.
I will keep the robe though.
Son of my.
Yes.
Before I get this episode going, I'm excited to get the episode going. It's fun to be back. I get to tell you a movie, which I love. But before I do that, can you tell me what you think happens? Gross. In the feature film.
Don't burp shame me.
Oscar nominated. 6th time.
Oh. That's a big one.
127 hours.
Oh, God. There's certain movies that I dread because I know, like, man, I'm going to have to watch this man cut his fucking hand off.
What do you think happens, though?
It starts off, it's James Franco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Goblin.
Yeah.
Goblin.
Wow, yeah. And maybe he says, maybe he's leaving for this hike trip. He's like a guy who hikes a lot, and he's saying bye to like his girlfriend or whatever the fuck.
Saying bye to his girl.
He's saying bye to his girl, and she goes, "Be safe,"
fucking
all
bitch.
all that. Well, I mean, that's the Rock.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how you meant it. I was on your side.
No.
I felt I was going off your energy, and your energy was like that fucking whore.
No, my energy was like, the stuff that happens in the movie right before the thing that's not supposed to happen happens. You know what I mean? Where she's like, be safe, and I know you're not supposed to be alone. Like, she's telling him all the things.
I thought you meant she doesn't cook good enough, but go ahead.
No. I don't even know how you even got there. And then, he goes, and then he falls. He falls, and he's just hiking.
Where's he fall?
Ooh, down some rocks.
Oh, man.
Like he's hiking up a mountain, he falls down some rocks, and his arms get stuck.
Oh, damn.
And
You seen this? I'm sorry, keep going. Oh, you heard about it?
You feel the hate? Yeah, it's based on a true story, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just him, like, videotaping himself, and it's just, you see a man's descent into madness. And, like, him rationalize, like, slowly realizing he has to cut his arm off.
Fuck, that's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get 6 Oscar nominations for no reason.
No, and then he obviously he lives.
Yeah, didn't win the Oscar though. So that suck. You lived not to win it.
No, yeah, right. It's like I cut my fucking hand off. What do these guys have to do?
Yo, how crazy!
Like the real guy?
The real guy was sitting there watching, knowing James Franco's finna win. Yeah. And then they go, and the winner is Denzel Washington.
What? He played Abraham Lincoln or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Like what the?
You're like, yo, my nigga. Hey, look at this. I got just an elbow.
Yeah. I'm so mad at it, but I don't have the hand to change the channel. Like he's such a change it.
And then they put the camera on him, and they were like, "Look at him not clap for Denzel Washington, this rude son of a bitch." Anyway, son of my, that is not what happened. I don't know what the fuck you heard. That is not what happened at all. It's an Oscar-nominated movie for a reason. It's one of the best movies. It almost made me. I mean, I'm talking about. I didn't tear up, guys. I didn't tear up. I've seen this movie a lot. I've seen this movie. I was watching it like, damn, I've seen this movie like 10 times. Like 10. And I mean, I'm not over like 10 motherfucking times.
Right.
It's so good. But man, the end, I mean, when I first saw it, it made me cry like a baby. First couple times. But even today, I mean, it almost got me, dog. Almost welled all. I mean, I was, it's good. It's that good. So, you ready?
Yeah.
You just find out it's a baseball movie. And that's why you're just like, oh, it's Rudy, nigga?
Yeah. Oh, there's kickoffs?
The arm wasn't even in it. He just loses his arm to diabetes. Why they call it 127? Should be called 127 games.
Loses his arm to diabetes, the weirdest guy.
Yeah, dude. That's why I think they made a movie.
I'm backwards guy. I lose my arm for diabetes in my foot. Look at me, it's wacky backwards guy.
What happens when when you're fat, you lose a foot. When you're in shape, they take your arm off.
Oh yeah.
Nigga, everybody loses. Nobody beats diabetes.
Yeah, and support your loved ones with diabetes. They're clearly going
that was
through
also our ad for this new diabetes medicine. Yeah. Man, we need ads.
Insulin. Promo code BEANS. Wow.
Insulin. Promo promo code beans, swipe up beans, and just hashtag beans, and you will make sure you get that 10% off on your dying,
Get it quick
debilitating
because
disease.
they're gonna jack up the prices for no reason. So.
Healthcare, right? Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to this episode 790. Clearly, when we're doing that. Oh god! Also, shout out to the president, The Rock, for shouting out our podcast yesterday in that weird wrestling match / political debate.
Oh, good lord!
All right, you ready for a movie?
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're doing.
Yeah.
What is this?
127 hours. Let's go.
Okay. We see shots of people celebrating. Wall Street, all right? People celebrating, then shots of people on Wall Street working, then shots of people praying at your fucking Brown thing,
Right.
Oh, the people praying. And it's just the credits are rolling while they're showing the world. They're showing the world, right?
Okay.
We see marathon runners, and while this is happening, we see in the background of all this, like through all this, kind of, you see a guy waking up and he's getting ready in the morning. He's getting all his gear together, he's pouring his water, and then you hear a voicemail.
Whenever they show the world, they always show us praying.
Yeah, they like to show y'all praying.
Yeah.
They also like to show New York.
Right, but like a shot of things moving really fast.
Yeah, in New York,
busy.
and with the taxi cab, there's a couple standards.
Right,
people praying, your people praying. Shots of New York with the taxi cabs going real fast.
Yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge. That's
Golden Gate Bridge is a big one.
It's a big one.
Marathon, people starting the and then people going. That I've seen a million times in movies.
Yeah, people running.
People running. You know what I mean? Like that just that shot. All right, like yeah. So it's so we see that, and then you hear a voicemail for our lead. All right, they're like, Aaron, hey, it's your sister. She's like, hey, you just want to say what's up? We'll do it. And also call mom. Mom's worried about you. So, call mom. His water's filled. He's out the door. He didn't even, he doesn't answer it. We finally see our lead's face. It's James Franco. It's the Goblin. You got that right. He's out on the road before sunup. All right, he's fucking gone. He's drinking Gatorade. He's fucking driving into nowhere. Kind of like Breaking, you know what I mean? Just into motherfucking nowhere, nigga. And he has a recorder, like he stops and he's recording like a camcorder, like kind of thing. And he's recording a sign that he passes. And then he goes, Friday night, April 25th, 2003, just entering the Candylands, baby. The music, just me, the music, and the night, right? And he's like, woo, I love it. And the rock music's blasting. And he's driving super, like on his Jeep, just super crazy into the night on campsite. You can tell he's like pumped up. Right. He loves this shit. So,
you know what's crazy? What? Just like this movie is so different in now times because instead of just being on a camcorder, he would have been on like Instagram Live and they would have known exactly where he was.
Yep, everybody would have.
Wild.
Should have just got lost like 8 years later, broski.
Yeah, well, it's actually almost 20. Goddamn, it's 2003. It's like 15 years. 15
shit,
plus
nigga,
years,
2003.
Bro. Yeah, bro.
Where are we right now?
Yeah. 2003, 8.
Yeah, my nigga.
Yesterday.
Just so you know what kind of camcorder, it was the small, the little junk that you hold in your hand over and then it flips open like that. Right. You know what I mean? One of them kind. So
the Instagram Live of 2003.
It was. Goddamn good point. The only problem was you couldn't post it till like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
So
and there was nothing to post it on.
Yeah, no. Nobody saw it but you.
And your bored friends.
He's in his truck. He's knocked out. All right. He's got all his gear. Saturday. All right. Across the screen. He's out biking the next day, super hard. Fucking, you can tell, like, oh, this dude bikes. He's biking, fucking jumping over shit through the desert, up the mountain, like canyon. He's going crazy. He's drinking water out of his backpack, just sucking it down. And you can just tell this motherfucker's extreme because he's like going really crazy.
Right.
And then he crashes and it fucking flips over and shit. And he lands and he's like, ha ha. He just starts laughing and he pulls out a camera thing and he just takes a picture of himself. And then it's a still frame. Like it still is like oh, I bet this nigga actually did. This nigga for sure did this, and that's why they're showing you these obviously now. You know.
Okay. It's also an interesting guy, adrenaline junkie.
Adrenaline junkie. Oh, bro. Yeah, I can tell. I can feel you already getting on edge. Like, oh, this is gonna be a movie. What is gonna happen? Yeah. I know because it's weird a movie like this because everybody goes in going, oh, he cuts his arm. That's what they show you in the trailer. You know that he cuts his arm. It's a book. Right. You know, that's the story. I
knew the story.
It's the story.
Yeah, I knew
he
the
cuts
story.
his arm to survive. So why would the movie be good?
Right. He's got to be interesting.
So
it's like if you're in nature alone, you're in adrenaline.
Real nature like this though. This ain't no hike, nigga.
Yeah.
This is.
If you're in real nature alone, you are a adrenaline junkie,
bro. So he gets to a certain point with his bike. He locks it up,
right,
and then he pulls out a muffin. And he just huffs it on foot. He starts eating his muffin. He hears girls giggling. What the fuck? And he comes up on them and they're talking. And he's like, hey, yo, what's up, right? Just like, oh, it's two hot girls. And they're like, oh, because they're like, oh my God, thank you, we're lost. We're looking for something, whoop, whoop. And he runs down, he's like, oh, I'll help you out. And he runs down towards him. And they're like, look at this fucking guy. Because he like runs down this like mountain, like really crazy. Like, whoa, like it's intense. And he gets him on him. And one of the girls is Kate Mara.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? The redhead chick that's in everything.
Yeah, I know Kate Mara.
So she's like, hey, they're talking to him, and he invites to take him, and they look at him like crazy. He's like, trust me, I'm not crazy. And he tells them like how he knows everything, and you can tell he's like all nerd. He's a nerd. You know what I mean? And he's like, and they're like, oh, well, we are lost. And he's like, and I'm a guide, and I'm pretty good. And they're like, oh, why not? Please help us out, So they find out, like, they're walking and talking. They find out he bikes 17 miles to get to where he's at now. So they're letting you know how far out this nigga is, okay?
Right.
So he's 17 miles out. He biked 17 miles from already this path where no one's going to be on anyway.
Right.
Because he drove out there.
Right.
Okay? So the odds he ran into these girls is crazy.
You're right. It's crazy the girls are even there.
It's all true story. So they're talking about like how and they're talking about that. They're literally talking about like it's impossible. How crazy that we ran into each other. You don't see anyone out here. It's that kind of height. Like it's for rock climbing, mountain climber. It's for like extreme.
Yeah, people who know what they're doing.
Yeah, and he's telling them like, hey, I know where you guys are going. I've done this thing a million times. He knows this place. Right. Done it a bunch. He's like, this is Blue John Kane. He's like, but I'll take you to this cool part where nobody knows. Whoop, whoop. And they're like, all right, cool. And so he's like, but it's a climb. And they're like, they look at him like, oh, we climb. And he's like, and it's a squeeze. And they're like, we squeeze, right? He's like, all right. So he takes them into like this really like crevice kind of thing. And he's telling them how he's an engineer, right, in real life. But this is what he really loves. Like he loves outdoors. He loves nature. And, they're asking him, they're like, as they're climbing through the shit, they're like, man, God, they're like, please, I hope because they're using the rocks. Like, God, I hope these rocks don't move. And he goes, oh, the rocks are always, he's like, oh, they will. And they look at him, he goes, they're always moving. They've been moving for millions of years. We just got to hope they don't move right now, And then like, they're like, right. And then right then he's like, okay, I think we're okay. And they go, okay, for what? And he goes, and he lets go. And he just drops into the crevice. And they're like, and he just drops, and then you hear, and he's like, they're like, oh my God, Aaron! And then he comes out the water. Home on the range where the deer and the antelope play. And they're like, oh my God, you're fucking batshit. You're crazy. He's like, come on, just let go. And they're like, no. And they're like, come on. And the one girl's like, and then she fucking lets go of Kmart. And then she's like, and then she's like, and then she, of course, yells at her friend, like, come on, let go. Because it's dope. I mean, you fall through this little mountain thing. And then like into nothing, and then you hit the water. It's like it's cool, you know what I mean? The water's super blue.
How do you even find that?
You hike 1,000,000 times. You bike 17 miles all the time.
Already, my anxiety is through the roof.
Oh, dude, I'm looking at this because you guys, if you don't know Ehsan, our Utah Beaners, our new Beaners, who don't know our boy here, he's not one for graphic content. And I know you're like, well, this doesn't seem like graphic content. Well, to our boy, this is probably as graphic as it gets.
This is very graphic right now. Well, this is
extreme things like this is not for our boy Ehsan Ahmad. He doesn't like this. He knows where it's headed, and he knows it's going to get dark.
And it's already like they're going through the mountain. They're squeezing through a mountain.
They're dropping into canyon geysers. Yeah. So they're having a bunch of fun, and they're filming each other do it, right? And then they go to leave. And then he's telling them the history of the canyons. He knows all the canyon shit. Mm-hmm. And then they go, hey, they're about to separate. And he goes, one last pic before I go, right? And they go, yeah. And then he snaps it. And then you see a pic with him and these 3 girls. And it's like, damn, nigga, it does put it like, because it's Jay Sprinkle, but it's like, damn, bro. This nigga, like, that must have been a fucking day he does not forget.
No.
Because he probably was like, oh, the odds I ran into people. And it was like, oh, I ran into people the day I needed people the most.
Yeah. And also it's like, there's that like, hey, I killed it with these girls. There's a
whole thing going on here.
Yeah. I found these girls again. I killed it.
So they snap it. And then right before he leaves, they go, hey, you want to come to this party tomorrow? It's how we're having a party at our friend's place. You can't miss it. It'll be a big inflatable Scooby-Doo outside. Can't miss it. And then he's like, yeah, sounds like fun. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, I'll think about it, And they're like, all right, cool. He's like, all right, later. And they're like, all right, bye. And they're kind of giggling, laughing. And then one of the girls like, oh, you liked him. You know what I mean? And you see our boy running. He's just running. He's fucking running up this fucking mountain thing. Like, he's going. Like, this nigga is definitely in great shape. Also, I would mention, the motherfucker's in 17 miles. I'm going to keep bringing that up because holy fuck. I rode a bike. The fake bike.
Oh God, for like 4 miles,
bro. Like, 5, and I was done, nigga. 17 in the real thing. up the real shit, get out. This nigga's in shape. So you know what kind of shape he's in.
Right.
So he's going down a crevice, and he's being super careful, by the way. They show him, he knows what he's doing, everything. He's fucking checking the fucking leverage of everything, and he's moving, and he's fucking jumping down. And he's taking cool pictures, right? And the camera angles are, just so you know, they're right up on him. It feels like it's
like an old guy,
Cloverfield or some
like
shit,
an old
nigga.
person taking a selfie.
No, like Cloverfield or
Okay.
something. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's like a camera almost right up on a nigga. You know, it just feels intense. It makes it more intense because it's just right up on him, and he's
Who directed
climbing.
this?
Oh fuck, who directed this? What's his name? Danny Boyle.
Okay. That's an Oscar-winning director.
Yeah, my nigga's got movies.
Did
28 Days Later.
Didn't he do
Slumdog Millionaire?
Slumdog Millionaire? Yeah.
Yeah, our boy's got some bad movies under his belt, bro. Not bad. I mean, like good, like
Yeah.
bad, good, dope ass movies.
He also did. He also directed like an Olympics opening ceremony. I know that, the one for London.
Damn, bro. What did he lose to this year? Oh, okay. Yeah, the King's Speech fucked him up.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then Christian Bale in The Fighter. They just had, they just had it just wrong year. But good shit.
Did you ever watch The King's Speech?
Huh? I've never seen The King's Speech. Have you seen it?
No.
Don't watch it. I'll watch it because I've heard great things and I want to watch it.
Okay.
All right. So, he goes into a smaller crevice now. Mm-hmm. And he starts going down again, and he's all good, and he's safely checking the other rocks, and he's fucking working his way down. And then, bro, he fucking grabs a rock, and he fucking checks it, and then he fucking like, all right, it's secure, and then he moves, and as he moves to like swing down, that thing, and he's like, whoa, and he's sliding down in between this crevice. He's sliding, and then the rock, he looks down, and his arm's fucking stuck, and he's just like, what the, and the rock, the crevice, like him, you know what I'm saying? Him like this.
Okay.
Rock is in the crevice, like in his arm is in between.
Right. Oh.
And he's just like, and then the camera pans back, and he's just, the acting, I mean, his face, bro, is just so, he cannot believe it. It just, the disbelief in his eyes of like, the odds of this happening this way. The odds of this happening this way are 1 in a trillion and gajillion, billion? That it doesn't just fall and break his ankle, like a million other things that at least he could get, but just to be stuck.
In the quadrillion, billion, dillion.
He's looking.
So much.
It's so quiet, and it pans back, and you just
Anxiety.
hear the wind and the quietness of how far away he really is from everything.
Yeah.
127 hours. Let's go. Let's go. You ready, nigga?
Fucking
Let's go.
God.
Don't you love? I love when a movie knows when to put the title, nigga.
Oh.
You know when to put your title out.
Fucking God.
Here we go. We got 127. Also, I like when a movie lets you know, hey, this is how long it is. Here we go, baby.
2 hours, 15 minutes.
With this movie?
Yeah.
No, hour 30.
Jesus.
Oscar.
Jesus.
Bro, Oscar movie. That's it's an adrenaline. It's 127 hours, bro.
All right. Let's go.
Here we go. Beaners, you ready?
Oh God.
Fucking answer me.
No, duh. All right. The ones that feel me. No, I feel that. I feel you. The ones who are feeling what I'm feeling right now.
me.
No, I really feel you.
All right, bro. He's looking around. Mm-hmm. You can see the blood on the wall. Mm-hmm. All right. You see the from which would squirt it up, right?
Yeah.
And and he's looking at it. And he's doing all this shit to get loose, right? He's calmly kind of doing it at first, doesn't move. And he's doing a bunch of other stuff, and he's still stuck. And then he strains to get free, nothing. And the music's getting more intense and more intense and more intense. And then he stops and he goes, "This is insane!" Right? The first words out of his mouth. You haven't heard him say anything yet. That's the first word because it just, and you can say it's hitting, like also like, damn, like this is not fucking happening right now.
Yeah. Oh no.
All right, he keeps trying. Now he's doing everything, and he's fucking using his foot. He's just all he can to leverage himself. This fucking thing out. He can't, right? Yeah. And he's just like and then he's like move, and he fucking uses his shoulder. This fucking rock. Nothing. And then he looks up and he's like, please. And then he fucking what the fuck? No. All right. He stops. Okay, and then he gets out his water, he takes a huge gulp, and then he stops there, he goes, and he stops. And he looks at it, and you can tell everything hits him of like, I do not know how long I'm about to be here.
Right.
Then he fucking closes it back up, sets it down. he sets a timer on his watch, right? Like to sync up with you can tell the day. Like, all right, let me set a 24-hour
All right, let me
timer. So I know, let me just set a timer, right? And then he fucking looks up and then he starts screaming for the girls. Help! Help! Jessica! Like he said, help! And the camera pans back, and then till you hear nothing, and you see he's literally in the Grand Canyon. He's literally, my nigga. He's literally in the there's no way, there's no one coming, bro. There ain't nobody. It wasn't nobody coming where he met up with the girls. Wasn't nobody coming there. To where he is now, he hiked miles and miles away from where he was with them. And now he's also in a canyon at the bottom. Okay?
Yeah.
So just to put the picture of how far out this nigga is, because that's really important.
Right, I know. I know.
That's colossal to this story.
You see me feeling this right now?
I see you freaking the fuck out, because this is your nightmare, I'm assuming.
Yes,
this is like a buried alive kind of nightmare.
Yes, this is...
He's also being buried alive right now.
Yes, this is my worst fear. This is one of my worst fears. Just being out in nature.
And stuck. Oh! And awake, conscious. Jesus Christ.
And knowing that you are stuck.
And knowing no one's coming. You can hope, but the realistic odds of another person, some extreme hyper that's coming this way are 1 in a trillion.
All right.
Also, that this extreme hiker's coming right at this moment and not a week from, you know what I mean? It's the odds are just too crazy. So, camera pans back, he's nowhere. All right, comes back to him. Think, just think. He calms himself down. He's a nature guy. At least he knows he actually does this shit.
Right.
That does help.
You gotta be like Tom Brady, man. Whenever you're in trouble, just breathe and make the next pass.
Tom Brady. I also compare him to this very Tom Hanks Castaway.
Oh yeah.
A guy who luckily this guy knows
Right.
tough situations,
But
and has
breathe.
breathe.
That's the first thing is breathe.
And first thing is you breathe, and also I've learned this from just movies. Take inventory of every single thing you have. If you're in a stuck situation, desert island, rock, first thing you do, inventory. What exactly do I have? 100, I need to know every aspect of everything I have. So that's what our boy does. He takes all the inventory, pulls out, he places it all on a rock so he can see it all. He's got a little bit of food. He's got all of his climbing equipment. He's got water, all right? He's got a backpack, the water backpack, but it's empty, but he's got all that. Okay? He's got a camcorder. He's got a credit card with cash. He's got money, he's got keys. You see what I'm saying? He's got a pocket knife. But he's got headphones. So you gotta, it's oh wow, bro, that shit is
important.
Well, every person that has lived through these situations in movies, nigga, they took inventory. That's the first thing they did and it worked out. Inventory, guys, all right? That shit's important. So he's looking at his pocket, his pocket watch, right? The knife, that shit, and it's he's looking at the knife part, and it's so dull. It's just dull as fuck. And he's oh, and he just starts chipping away at the rock, just chipping, just trying to chip away, and maybe he'll chip away enough that he can move. You know what I'm saying? He's just chipping away. We're talking about a boulder, by the way, bro. Not it's a boulder.
Right.
All right. So
clearly something you can't just chip away at.
Yeah. So his hand gets tired. It's been he looks at his watch. It's been an hour, right? And right when he looks at his watch, he drops it, the thing with the knife.
Right.
Panics. Fucking. He takes off his sock and his thing, and starts because it drops in a little crevice below, and he's using his toe to grab it. He can't grab it. He's just looking at it. Then he grabs a fucking stick and he puts it between his toe, and he fucking uses that and barely gets it. Fucking grabs it, and I mean, just the relief, just the, you know what I mean, of because it's just oh my god, because oh my god, I can't lose anything. I can't lose anything, especially the thing with the pocket knife. Dull or not, I don't know what I'm gonna need this for. So he laughs he's laughing, and then he touches the knife on his. Only thing you can see of his hand, you can't see any of his hand. You can see about right here.
Okay.
All right. That's about as far you can see. That's all. All this is stuck.
Okay.
You see his thumb, kind of sticking out, but it's you can't move. He can't move it. But you can just see it.
Right.
And it's purple, completely purple. And he's just touching it, and it's just he's oh, whatever. It's now nighttime, and he's still scraping away at the rock. And as he's scraping the rock, he keeps looking at the water, because it's now night. It's been hours. It's been a full day, you know, and he's just looking at the water. He just keeps looking at his canteen while he's doing
He's
it.
trying to go as long as he can without drinking.
Bro. Just the most pain, real pain, water pain. Sunday comes across the screen. Alarm beeps. Beep, 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 beep. He grabs the water. He takes a sip. Closes it, savors. You know what I mean? Like you know, he waited a day. Like, I saved water for this day.
Okay.
Whew, right? So he has a flashback to another hike with his buddy, and they're looking at this gigantic rock, like one of these, like, some, you know, seventh wonder of the world shit. You know, like, what the fuck? And it's like on the edge of a thing, and they're like, how the fuck did this giant rock get here? And they're just like, man, they're baffled at how it got there. And I love that. Has nothing to do with anything, but it's so subtle, like, because it's like, damn, I bet he did think about that. Like, damn, bro, I know how that rock got there. It fucking fell one day. That's what I took from that scene of like that's what he was thinking about shit like that. Like,
yeah.
I know exactly how that fucking rock got there.
Right. Figured it out, God.
Yeah, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So, right then he ties
so
up
much.
a rope with his, you know, he's got all his rock climbing equipment.
Right.
So he ties up a rope and he swings it over a thing, right, until it catches. And it takes him a while, but it finally catches onto something. It catches onto like another rock. He's like, it doesn't move. And then he uses it and he uses it to hang him. Like, so now he doesn't have to stand. See what I'm saying? So he's harnessed himself. So
Right.
he's now almost swinging in a dangling seat.
Okay, so
he's not
just
standing.
right.
You see what I mean? Because
Yeah,
you can't sleep like that. So now he can sleep.
Smart.
Super. I mean, dude. I mean, well, no. If he wasn't an actual rock climber extreme person,
Right.
he would have been dead. Just from that, just from exhaustion of standing.
Right.
So, he fucking. When he finally goes to sleep, and when he sleeps, he dreams of jumping out of the canyon. Like, he literally has a dream where he jumps out of the canyon like Superman. You know, just and everything in, and then he wakes up, and he's like, okay, and he gets back to work on the rock with the knife. Just get back. It's now sunny as shit. It's next day, he's watching the sun come up on all the rocks and the crevices. You know what I mean? And as he's watching the sun come up, he's almost crying. Like, he's acting. I mean, you see Franco, like, just eyes tearing up, and he's letting the warmth hit him, right? And he flashes back to when he's a kid and he's on a hike with his dad, and he's just thinking about that, you know? You see how this movie, like, oh, bro, it gets deep, real. It gets, bro. And he sets up his recorder right next to him and points it at himself, and he goes, it's 3:05 p.m., Sunday, April 27, 2003. This marks 24 hours of being stuck in Blue Johnny Canyon.
Fuck, he's got days left. My God. My God.
My nigga's thirsty as shit, bro. Bro, this whole movie, I remember watching the movie in theater. I couldn't drink enough. I was so thirsty the whole movie.
That's what I'm thinking too. It's like, damn, I don't drink enough water. Like,
I am
water
thirsty
so bad.
as shit.
Hell
Wait
right
till we
now.
get halfway through this, nigga. You're gonna be fucking dying.
Oh my God. I take water for granted.
Oh, we all do.
Oh my
we
God.
all do.
Oh my
This
God.
movie also rubs it in your face how we take. Anyway, all right, we'll get there. My name is Aaron Ralston. My parents are Debbie and Tim Ralston. Whoever finds this, please get in touch with my parents. They live at, some Noregra Lane, Virginia or whatever. Mm-hmm. Please get them this tape. He tells the story of what happened. I was on a hike with the whoop, did this, did that, fell on the He tells exactly what happened. He looks at his thumb. He's like, my thumb is now a gray-blue color. No circulation for 24 hours, so it's gone. Just the realization of like, yep, can't worry about that right now because it's done. My hand, the thing I just have, don't have that anymore, whether I live through this or not.
Oh my God. Oh my
So
God.
hand's gone. You're mentally, he's there. His hand he doesn't have his hand.
I take you guys for granted, buddies.
So no circulation 24 hours. I'm low on food, and I have 300 milliliters of water left right now. 300 milliliters.
Oh my God. We got a fucking number to it?
Oh,
Jesus.
Dude. Oh, this guy's he knows how to do this. He knows what his body needs. He knows this shit.
Yeah.
So
couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Oh, that's the only reason he's alive.
Yeah.
If it happened to any other person like us,
oh yeah,
they were dead in the middle.
Yeah, there's so many people. There's so many people like us probably that are like just dead in the wilderness.
Yeah, that's how they find them. Because they couldn't fucking figure out how to do some shit.
Yeah.
And they decided, I'm going to hike. No, you're not, you idiot.
Yeah. Stay on the trail.
Stay on the trail.
Stay
I've learned many lessons about not staying on the trail.
Go with a friend.
Goddamn. So he looks at his water and he looks in the camera and he goes, I am in pretty deep doo-doo. I love that. I was like, I bet that nigga said that in real life. The way he sounds, like I bet he looked at it like, damn, because that's probably what you say. Just like, dude, I don't even know what to say other than I am in deep doo-doo.
The deepest of the doo-doos.
The deepest of the duty of duties.
The dudiest of the doo-doos.
Right then, little rocks start falling on his head. Like somebody's moving. He goes, help! Help! I'm in the canyon! Help! Help! He's just screaming for so long. You see cuts at him just screaming and screaming and screaming. And then nothing, right? And then just like sounds of the wind. He finally stops, catches his breath. And then he looks at the camera. It's still going. And he grabs it. And then he rewinds it. And he watches himself screaming for help. And just full panic. Like he watches himself in like that, help, 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 like you know, he's James Franco, and he's just like, and then he goes, cuts it off. The acting's so good, but he goes, don't lose it. Don't lose it, Aaron. Do not lose it. Bro. Also, the intensity of watching yourself in that full-on flight, like fight or flight, and you watched yourself in like flight.
Right.
And you're like, oh my God, I'm losing. I'm here. I'm at that animalistic level of myself. You know what I mean? So he
good Lord.
It cuts to, we see his chained up bike. His bike is still chained up. It's still there.
Okay.
Cut back to him. We see night coming. Temperature's just dropping goes from 90 to like 70, 80. I mean 70, 65, 60, 58, 52, it just keeps going. Finally gets down to 44, right? And
So it's freezing.
Yeah, it's cold. Oh, he's cold. He's fucking freezing, bro. And he pulls out like he uses all his equipment to wrap himself up, like all the bands to wrap himself up, all the fucking knot, like everything. Just covers himself head as much as he can, right? And he's he's eating his burrito. And then he's thinking of the girls that invited him to the party that would have been tonight.
Right.
Remember, it's the next day.
Right.
This would have been he'd have been going to that party. And he's thinking of the party, right? And he sees the big Scooby-Doo, and he's talking to people. And, and the people are like, oh, you want a beer? He's like, yeah, beer. Woo. And he's got a beer. And he's like, ooh, Mountain Dew. Huh? And he's drinking Mountain Dew. And it's like he's only because he's only worried about the drinks, obviously.
Right.
And he's drinking a little bit more, and then he looks over and he drinks a little bit more of his water, right? And he sets it down, and then he just stares at it. Just staring at his water. All right? And then he grabs his dry ass contact, he takes that contact out of his eye, and he puts it in his mouth, right, to just get it wet so he can see. And then he remembers his mom calling that morning and him not answering, right? Remember when his sister was like, oh, Mom, she's worried? Yeah. His mom was calling, hey, just wanted, no reason, just wanted to say I love you, whoop, whoop, all that. And he's just thinking about that. And then he thinks of right when he leaves, he's talking to the day before, he's talking to his homie at work. And his homie's like, hey, where you going? Where you going to hike? And he's like, I'm not sure yet. I kind of know, but I'm not, no, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. And then he's like, all right, well, see you when you get back. Like, later. And he leaves. And then he's just like, why didn't I tell you I was at Butch again? Why didn't I tell you I was going to Butch again? Like, he's just telling himself, like, why? Why the fuck? Why? Right? And then he falls asleep, right? And then he wakes up the next day. He's like, let's go. Monday comes across the screen. How you feeling, buddy? How you feeling? He didn't tell his friends where he went. Didn't talk to his mom. Nobody knows where he is.
No one knows where he is, and there was opportunity. There was opportunity to tell somebody where he was going.
Talk about thinking about that for 127 hours.
Yep. Oh my God, I don't know how he gets over that. Even that's what would cripple me. It's like, I could have.
So it's the early morning. And the song "Lovely Day" starts playing. When I wake up in the morning light. And the sunlight hurts my eyes. I
don't like how happy the song is.
Oh, bro, right? The happiest song. You see our boy, he's setting up all this equipment on his rock. He's putting it all together. And the world's all right with me. And he's fucking going to it. And just one thought of you. And I know it's gonna be, what a song. Dun, 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 a lovely day. Lovely day. And he's set up a pulley system. Yeah. And now he's pulling on the rock. Lovely day. The best shots of the movie. This is why I definitely got nominated for best director. Because best shots, just this song playing. It's the happiest song.
It's
and
so much.
You don't hear him, and you just see him. He's screaming with the top of his lungs, trying to pull this fucking rock. Just this fucking whole pulley system. I'm sure it took him all day to set up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lovely day, right? And he's just he looks so dead. He's tired, and the song keeps going, but it gets scarier, right? A lovely day, and it gets like darker and darker. Like the tone shifts, right? It gets distorted. And then his brain starts remembering, and the camera goes back as the song keeps going, and it gets to the Gatorade in his fucking car. Remember they was drinking in the morning and it's still like half full, and he's just thinking about it. And then it just bursts, the song bursts, a lovely day. And he starts thinking of every commercial he's ever seen with liquid in it. From his childhood, it just flashes, bro. And this commercials, you reckon just every commercial you've ever seen with soda, Gatorade, Sprite,
easily
water.
brought in water here. And now it's all I can think about.
Oh, dude, right? It's like, because you're just like, oh my, water, soda. Like at this point, you're like, oh my God, nigga,
Anything.
liquid. The form of liquid is so important.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So, the song keeps going. He touches his cracked lips, and then he drinks another sip of his water, and then he takes a piss. Right? And he's like, cuts to him. He's talking to a camera. He's like, it's Monday. It's been a fucking bummer all day.
Yeah. 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 I can see how you would think that.
I set up a pulley all morning.
It seems like you're in a bummer situation.
But it doesn't work. I just keep thinking. He's like, too much. Even the worst thing, he knows why the pulley didn't work. He's like, too much friction on the straps. It's like, what I need is 20 meters of static rope. And I have like this kind of bendy rope, for rock climbing. And he's like, but I also need a power drill, this kind of toolkit, and 8 burly men would really be nice to do the hauling. Right? And he's like, and I think that would just about do it. He looks at his water. Got about 150 milliliters of water left, which should keep me alive till tomorrow night. The second piss I took today, I did it in my camel bag, which is the backpack water bag. And he smells it. He almost throws up. He's like, but that will settle. Chill it like a Sauvignon Blanc. He laughs to himself. All right. And then he looks up and he goes, oh, and every morning there's a raven. It comes. I clock it at 8:17. It's come every day so far. I'm going to film it for you guys tomorrow. Right? And then he goes, ooh, and at 9:30 a.m. I get 15 minutes of sunlight, and it shows the sunlight touching his toe.
Yeah.
He's like, oh. He's like, it's very nice. I really appreciate that. I didn't think, but he gets 15 minutes of sunlight a day. He's in a crevice.
That's crazy.
And he goes, I still chip away
Right.
to stay warm.
Okay.
I'm just doing it to keep warm at this point.
Okay.
He goes, I found a tourniquet for my arm, and it shows him wrapping a fucking tourniquet around his thing. And it's the strap from the backpack of the water bottle. Like he uses like a little strap from it, right?
Okay.
And he uses that as a tourniquet to just stop all the like that. Just so now it's like that's just cut off, And then he makes it super tight, and then he takes the dull knife and he tries to cut through his arm. Nothing, because the knife's too dull, so he can't even get through his skin.
Oof.
And then he looks at the camera and he goes, lesson: don't buy the cheap and made China multi-tool pocket
Knife.
The Swiss Army knife. He's like, but I couldn't find my Swiss Army knife this morning, which is true. That in the book, he's like, I couldn't. He's like, but I kept this in my car for emergencies, and I'm not blaming you, Mom, because I know you got me this, and it's a great stocking stuffer, and I mean, there's no way in the world you'd have known I would be in this amount of trouble. Right? And he kind of smiles. It's like, oh, what a horrible thing for his mom to hear.
Yeah, right?
He's not blaming her, but also I get he's just kind of thinking out loud.
Well, yeah. I guess you're just sort of riffing at that
At this point, yeah, you're just kind of going, hey, Mom, I mean, I can't believe I also brought it.
Yeah, we're here now.
Yeah, but I'm the one that didn't stop and find my Swiss Army knife first. It took a second to actually find it.
Right. Before I left on this crazy adventure by myself.
Because I've done it a million times. And it's,
And that's when it gets you.
Yep.
When you think you're safe.
God, always, dude.
When you think you're safe.
So he's thinking about his home videos with his family. He's just remembering. He's remembering his little sister playing piano.
Right.
And he's thinking, way to go, sis. Like, and it out loud, and time passes and he falls asleep. He wakes up. He drinks a little more water. He just looks like he's in death row now. He's just so pale. He's so tired. And then he's fucking leaning back and his water's so bad. And then he kind of falls back asleep and the water falls. Whoosh, spills out. He grabs it. No! And he's so mad at himself. Bro, it's just that thing, where you're just so mad at yourself too.
Oh,
you're just
man, I fucked up. This is the thing.
I fucked up, bro.
I fucked up. I only have me to blame.
Oh my God. Why would I do that? That's the worst where you do some shit and you're like, dear, why? Why did I do that? The fuck? And so he's fucking so mad. And then he starts remembering his past again. He remembers streaking in the snow, like with his friends, right? And this girl looks back that's in the front seat and she goes, she mouths it, I love you. And he back to him in real life, he smiles so big. and he's thinking of being in bed with that girl, and then like, you know, he's mouthing the things he's saying to her as if he was still there, like, you know, I love, like, stuff like that, and like he's reminiscing, he's just remembering, and then right then lightning strikes, and he looks up, like, what the fuck? Clouds start forming real hard. He's like, oh shit. And he's like, what the fuck? And he starts packing up all his stuff. It starts raining, right? And then he pulls out his bottle. And he's like, oh. And his bottle starts filling up. He's like, thank God. And it starts raining real hard, right? And then it starts flooding down on him. He's like, oh. And he starts screaming. And he gets up to his arm. He's like, oh, help, help. And it gets up to his head. And he can't breathe. And he fucking gets out. And then he's like fucking pushing on the rock because he's under all the water. And it fucking budges. And he fucking pushes it off. He's like, and his hand's fucking dead and all fucking cut up. And it looks nasty. And he fucking swims to the top. And he gets out. And he fucking stumbles. Then he fucking runs. And he runs. And he gets to his truck. And he gets in his truck and he fucking goes and he goes all the way and he drives all the way to that girl's house and he fucking knocks on this door and she opens it up and then she's like, Aaron? And he's like, she's all confused and he's like, and you see him pleading his case. Pleading like, but you can't hear anything. He's like, please take me back. I love you. Right? I love you. And then she can't hear anything and then she slowly just closes the door. And then he's like, no, please, no. Tuesday, he's back on the rock. What a fucking nightmare!
Crazy nightmare.
I believe it though, because in the book he said he was having a lot of these like crazy nightmares and hallucinations, but I'm sure you would be and like flashbacks because you think it's over. Your brain is like in like this crazy. I haven't read the book, but I've read excerpts of the book.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I watched a bunch of, so I got really into it when I saw the movie. Right. So I watched all these interviews, and then I read like all these like excerpts from the book that I could get without buying the book. It was really interesting. Also, you get a lot of information. Yeah. Like I pretty much have all the cliff notes on this book.
Yeah, the cliff notes of the book. Oh, man. I remember the cliff notes.
Oh, cliff notes are awesome, dude. Yeah, you got a good summary of the book.
You really did.
So we hear Good Morning America music start playing. That dun 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 dun. And here, and good morning, everyone. And the camera's rolling, and it's James Franco. And he's pretending to be a good morning person. It's 7 a.m. here in Candyland, the Blue Giant Canyon of the land, USA. And this morning, we are looking at the boulder, stuck here with Mr. Aaron Rolston. Let's hear it for Aaron, everybody. And then it cuts and then the acting of, so the only thing that splits is just, you see him, and then the camera will change, and it's him playing himself as well, but like a guest, like a humble guest.
Okay.
And he was like, you know, and this is definitely probably what got him the Oscar now. I mean, it's so good how he does this Joker-like scene of like a crazy person, you know? And he's acting all shy. And then he goes, oh, hey, real quick, Mr. Ralston, can I shout out my parents? And the guy's like, of course, shout them out. He's like, hey, Mom, hey, Dad. Hey, Mom, real quick, I just want to apologize for not answering the phone. I know if I did, I would have told you where I was going, and then you would have known, you know, but, you know. And then he puts his head down, and then it cuts back to him in host form. He goes, but let me guess, Aaron, your supreme selfishness got in the way again. So he's grilling himself, bro. Oof. And then he goes, how about a phone call? How about that, Aaron? And Aaron's like, yeah. And he goes, let's call Brian at your job. Hey, Brian. And it shows a little bubble, and it's Brian, like the guy from work. And Brian's like, hey, what's going on, Aaron? You know? And he's like, hey, Brian, I just want to let you know I won't be at work today. And like the crowd like laughs, like you know, you know? And then he goes, and then the host goes, well, let me ask you this, Aaron. Am I right in thinking that even if Brian were to call the police, there's still going to be a 48-hour hold on your missing case. So technically, you still would be, you wouldn't even be technically missing until Wednesday midday at the earliest. Is that right? He's like, yeah, I'll be dead by then. That's right, buddy. And he goes, and how do you know so much about such things? And he goes, well, I volunteered for the rescue service, so I'm a hard hero that can do it all on his own. And he's like, is that true? But is it also true that you're such a big, hard fucking hero, you didn't tell anyone at all where you were going? And he looks, and he's come back to him, he goes, anyone? Anybody? And then it cuts back to him like in host mode, and he goes, oops. And everybody's like, oh. And he looks at himself and he's like, oops. And he looks at the camera and he's all serious now. Mom, Dad, the times we spent together were awesome. And I didn't appreciate you. I wish I returned all your calls, Mom. I love you. I love you guys, and I'll always be with you. And he cuts it off. He finishes his water. His heart's beating crazy fast. You hear it, right? He's just breathing super heavy. He's just trying to stay alive, just body-wise, just maintaining his body at this point.
Right.
He fucking stabs himself in the arm, right? To see, like, right then. And then he's fucking, like, stabbing it. And then he's, like, with the tourniquet. And you see in his arm.
What's he stabbing himself with? The knife?
The knife, right?
Okay.
He stabs himself all the way through.
Right.
And he's touching the bone in his arm.
Yeah.
He's like, oh. He pulls it out. Wednesday. All right? It's Wednesday now. Which is even when he would even be said missing.
Yeah, if they called the police.
If the Brian guy were to call the police.
Right
if
away.
If someone were to actually, right away, which probably won't be until Thursday till anybody actually calls the police.
Someone's like, okay, he hasn't shown up to work. Something's
Spent
up.
2 days.
Yeah.
We called him yesterday going, hey, where are you? Nothing happened. And now it's been another day, nothing. It's like, what's going on?
Something's up. He's not normally like this.
He's not normally like this. But one day people will give you, that's why it's like, oh, it doesn't,
Yeah.
he knows. And then also you're still, even when you're missing, they're not going to look for you until 48 hours after that. So it's like, you're fucked, dude.
Yeah.
So he's now drinking his own piss.
Yeah, you
He's
gotta do what
slurping it down.
you gotta do what you gotta do,
Right?
baby.
And he's just, you see this gross yellow fluid coming out the bag, and he's just trying to hold it in. And he pulls it away. He's like, oh, God, that's no Slurpee. It's more like a bag of fucking piss, right? And he fucking puts it down. And then he cuts the camera on, and he's watching himself jump in the water with the girls earlier, right? And he's just watching the footage. And then there's a point in the footage where it's rolling, but he's going up to jump in the water, and they're talking to the camera, and they're talking about how he's kind of cute, and they're like, hey, you definitely would get a girlfriend if you just stop singing so many goddamn Fish songs, right? And then the Kate Mara girls, but I kind of like you, and then she takes her top off, right? Like she's about to jump in with her like, just her bra on, and then he pauses it, and he pulls his dick out, like he's about to jerk off, and he's like, don't. Which is the only part of the movie I don't get. Hey, buddy, bust that nut. Bust that nut, dog. Let me tell you something else. That's going to be the best nut you've ever busted in your goddamn motherfucking life. Please believe. The stress of that nut. Dude. I mean, you're definitely going to lose probably all the energy in life you have left.
It just seems like
Seems like a lot of work.
It seems like too much in that situation. It seems like in that situation you wouldn't even have the energy to do it.
Yeah, he got his dick hard. His dick was hard. I mean, you're watching the girls. You're thinking, and she's hot. You know,
Yeah.
tits are on the screen. She's looking at you. But yeah, it is like the exertion of jerking off and coming. You know, like man, that's like enough. That's like 15 hours less of my life.
and then the shame after that jerk off.
There's always shame.
You know what I mean?
The shame after the 127-hour jerk off.
Yeah.
Oh man, massive nigga. The jerk off and one of your arms is dying.
It's think about this. It's the jerk off shame, the fact that you're stuck in the situation shame, and then the fact that like. Yeah, they're like showing you their tits and shit, but it is kind of a wholesome moment that you're jerking off to. You know what I mean?
She's kind of more trying to holler at you than like want you to jerk off.
This girl likes.
They invited you to a party.
Yeah, they invited you to a party. They thought you were cute. You know what I mean? Like there's something wholesome about it.
You're James Franco.
Yeah. It just seems like the James Franco is the only thing that made me go like, oh, jerk off to that. But but yeah,
he stops himself, and you know what he does instead? He carves his name on the wall with R.I.P. in the date.
Ooh.
So. He knows where this is going.
Ooh, yeah. It's
sunny.
A bad jerk off mind state.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's sunny again.
Yeah.
There are flies all around him like he's fucking dead.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And he's just thinking of his past. He's thinking of that girl that he's been thinking of the whole time with. He broke up with her. He's thinking of that now. He's thinking of that memory. They broke up at a Utah Jazz game.
Oof.
All right. And the last thing she looks at him, she says, "You're gonna be so lonely, Aaron." And it just keeps playing over and over as she leaves the stadium. And he watches the game the rest by himself. Right. And it just keeps that memory just keeps playing. And he's holding the camera. And he's talking to him. He goes, "I'm holding on, but time's moving so slow, and my heart's beating so fast." And he's just drinking more piss. He's like, "I'm so cold. I'm hallucinating." Right? And then he starts apologizing to his ex in the video. He's like, "I'm sorry for all the mistakes I made, but I should have been better." And then he starts hallucinating again. He sees all his family, and he's watching them all. And he's making fun of them because they're all like there. They're all with him, right?
Right.
And he's just tripping. He's like, "What are you guys doing here, right?" Mm-hmm. And he looks at his little sister, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I'm not going to be at your wedding." And she's in a wedding dress. Oof. He's like, "I know we were supposed to play chopsticks together." And it shows them playing the piano, practicing. And then he cut to in real life. He looks up, and he goes, 8:15, no Raven. 8:20, no Raven. He's like looking up like, where the fuck is the Raven? And then he starts thinking of all the choices that made him get there, right? Like every single thing that made him get to that point. And then he goes, "I chose all this. I did. And he looks at the rock. He's like, this rock has been waiting here my entire life. You know, he's like, since this rock was a meteorite in space 1 billion years ago, it's just been waiting to come here. Like he's having that, which I get you probably would have at that thought. You'd like, damn, spiritual, like wow. Me and this rock have been, and then he talks about that. Me and this rock, I've been moving towards this my whole life. Every breath, everything has been leading me to this crack, this moment, this rock. So is this rock. Everything has been just been leading to me, waiting for me. You know, and then right then it shows his camera life dead. Camera dies. He has a vision. He's falling asleep. He starts having a vision, and he sees a little kid. And he thinks he looks like him as a little kid. But then he sees himself run up, and he's playing with the kid. And he starts crying. And he realizes it's his son.
Right. Oh.
Right?
Jesus.
And he starts crying, and his eyes get super intense. And he sees himself playing with his son, and he fucking snaps into reality. And he's fucking so skinny. So, I mean, dude, he can tell, he's like, oh, my God, he looks like a different person in the beginning.
Yeah.
And he fucking breaks his arm. And then breaks the other bone. And he starts laughing. And then he looks at his knife options, right, on all the little things. And he pulls out the best one. And then he starts slicing. He starts going to work, dog. And blood squirting everywhere, you know, just going everywhere. And he's tightening the tourniquet and shit. You know, and then he's telling himself, don't pass out. Don't pass out. And he's cutting away. Don't pass out. And then he finally touches a nerve. And it fucking, that sound in operation goes, and he goes, And he backs off that shit, right? And then he fucking looks at it. And he rubs his heart. And he calms himself down. And then he touches it again. And and then I do remember reading this in the excerpt of the book. I remember this vividly. The veins were the hardest part, the nerves. Because every time you touch one, it felt like fire burning your arm off. Ooh. I would never forget that.
Oh, this is...
Just touch it. It felt like fire burning your arm off.
Glass is coming off again.
Ehsan, I'm going to say it one more time.
No!
It felt like, not burning it, burning it off. That kind of pain. Okay? I can't imagine, because it's it's all the things that make all the good feelings, the bad feelings, all of it. You know? So... he's screaming, and he's telling himself, don't pass out, right? And then he fucking...
The will to live is insane.
The will to live, right? Because also this is real. It's like, damn, he really did this. Like he did this with a dull knife, bro.
Yeah, will to live is nuts.
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 It's fucking nuts, dude. Nuts. So he's fucking, you know, he stops, right? He touches it again, but it's too much pain. He can't go through with it. He fucking, and he's crying. And then he finally goes, and he takes his finger and he's rich, and then he rips him out. And you just see him screaming for so long. Don't pass out, right? Yeah. And then he shakes, spit coming all over his mouth. He's just trying to he's spitting. He looks up and he sees himself playing with his future son again. And he fucking starts crying. He goes back to work, bro. He's fucking, he just sees his future son. He sees himself playing. He's cutting. And he's determined. And you see blood. He's like, And the camera angles are going, cutting back and forth. Arm him. And then finally, he backs off of the rock. And it's just that. I love it. You just see the image of him, like, he's now separated from it.
Right.
And he's the same, and I love this, the exact same face that he made when he got stuck.
Right.
Pure disbelief.
Right. The level of freedom he must have felt in that moment must have been
that's what they emphasize. The director definitely made a point to emphasize how this moment of like, because the whole time, this is the first time you've gotten away from the rock watching the movie. And the theater really felt that way. Because it felt like, you just felt like, because you're like, oh my God, you feel like you have your arm back, right?
Right.
And he's looking, and he backs off, and his eyes, he just can't believe it. And he's looking at his severed arm. You just see like the severed arm, you know? And he's just staring at it. And he stops and he just keeps breathing. And then he bags up his arm and he puts it in like a sling using this stuff like this.
Yeah.
And he turns to leave and he stops and he looks back. And he has the camera still. And he takes a picture of it. And it fucking freeze frames that. And it's like, damn, how genius. It's smart to take that picture, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smart to take that picture, bro.
Yeah, otherwise people wouldn't believe it happened.
It's one of those things. Oh, well, I have a missing arm.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's an intricate story for your. That's an intricate lie, nigga.
Yeah, Pixar didn't have it, man.
You had diabetes and you know it. You fucking sugar eating
It's
motherfucker.
opposite, man. I'm opposite, man.
So now, bro, this is what's crazy about it, because in your head you're like, oh, this is the victory.
Right.
No,
No, he has to still
Ehsan,
find a way.
How many miles away is he from everybody?
17, at least.
At least he's that's where his bike is.
Right.
He is probably, I'm gonna say 19 to 20 miles from anyone.
Oof.
So now what? This is now a whole nother movie.
Yeah, and now it's The Revenant. It's pretty much The Revenant again.
Now the Revenant.
Except it's
Good way to put it.
rocket. Instead of a
bear.
it would be like it's The Revenant. Yeah, except it's like Tom Hardy who's like lodged in the rock with him.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
So he finally gets, like, he's climbing and he's going through and he's falling and he's climbing and he's falling because he's having to go through all the crevices still.
Right.
Which also must have been terrifying because now you're like, oh my God, I can't trust anything.
Yeah.
I can't trust anything.
Yeah.
And you just go, but you also, like I said, that will to lift, probably your adrenaline's on him. You're probably like, I don't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it.
He finally gets out and the sun hits him and he takes off his hat and he just fucking looks up. He just lets the sun hit him for a while. And he looks down this cliff and he sees like a water pond almost below. He's like, oh. And it's down this whole cliff. And he looks down and there's these little metal things sticking out the ground because this is obviously a place for rock climbers.
Right.
Like somebody put that there.
Right.
And he gets down and he just kisses it. He pulls out all his rock climbing stuff. And with one arm, this nigga rappels down. It's like real slow. It takes him a while, but he fucking does. And I remember in the book it said it took him a long time to do that. It said it took him so long to do that. But like, that nigga had to get to that water, bro.
Right.
So he finally gets down. He finally jumps off. And this nigga, the water is dirty brown horse water, nigga. Flies on it, just scum on the top. You know what I mean? Bro, he fucking falls in it. Just so happy. Fucking, drinking it, pouring on his head, drinking it. And then he finally gets up and he gets on the marching. Because now he's like, all right. But I'm talking, this nigga, but bro, the paleness in his skin goes away.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much he needed that water.
It's nuts.
He's downing the shit.
It's
Burping.
adding color to his face as we speak.
Yeah.
Oof.
In this dirty ass horse water.
Yikes.
So just blood dripping from his arm, right? He fills his canteen. He's hiking. Mm-hmm. This inspirational music is blaring. You know, and he's just fucking going. He's tripping and he's falling, and he just keeps going towards help, right? And crows are flying over him, just waiting. And there's blood just keeps dripping from his arm, and he can barely see. Everything's blurry in front of him, and then he just sees 3 blurry images, right? And then he goes, help! Bro, this is where he just, help, please, help. He's just trying to breathe. I need help. And then you see a family, bro. It's a mom, a dad, a son. And they go, and then they start running. You see these 3 blurry images run through, and then you see them, they come in the light. Yeah. And he's like, please, I haven't had food or water for 5 days. I'm Aaron Ralston. I cut off my arm. I need water. And then the lady gives him her water, and he's just down in it, right?
Right. Oh, my God.
And then they're like, we need to rest. He's like, no. And he just keeps walking. They're like, please, rest. And he just keeps going. We got to go. We got to keep going. He's just walking and walking and keeps going. They're like, sir, you okay? Sir. And then he goes, run ahead, get help, please, right? And then the dad tells the wife and the son, go. And then they run. They just take off sprinting, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, like, and the music's going, oh my God, it got me this. And then the kid and the mom, they're sprinting for help. And then finally you see other people, like they finally come back and he sits and they come back with other people and they're giving him water and they're all just looking at him and he's just like, and then you hear, and he looks up and a chopper comes down and he's just like, and he comes down and then they fucking scoop and they put him in it, right? And then you see the chopper flies off into the sunset. And then you see more shots of the world like in the beginning of the movie, right? And then and through all that, remember how you saw him getting ready? You see a man swimming, but it's a man swimming with one arm. Bro, right? I'm telling you, it's some real shit, bro. That shit gets you, bro. And you see a man swimming with one hand, and he's just, he's swimming. And then you see a man going through trails and hikes and stuff with one arm, but it's James Franco, right?
Right.
Right? Words come across the stream. Aaron's hallucinations came true. He met his wife, Jessica, 3 years later. And they have a son, Leo. And then you see a picture of this nigga on the couch with his wife and his kid, right, with one arm.
Right.
And he goes,
The real guy?
Yeah, the real guy.
Uh-huh.
He continues to be a climber, right? And then they show him climbing mountains and all this shit. And they show his wife. This is what got me. But now he always leaves a note saying where he's gone. 127 hours. Got you at the end, bud?
Jesus Christ. Got me at the end. This had me all the way through.
Good movie, dog. It's really good.
Insane. I couldn't keep my glasses on for this movie. It was so intense.
So intense.
It was so intense. I put them on, I had to take them right back off again.
It's so much, man. James Franco murders this fucking movie, dude.
Oh, my
he
God.
Murders this movie, dog.
Oh, my God.
My Lord.
Whew. This is a lot.
Yep. I got to see The King's Speech to see if Homeboy really was better than him in this.
Because this is like
Oh, man, he's unreal.
insane.
I mean, he does this whole... Also, it's very Castaway-like. It's like, oh, this movie's done in one... I mean, like unlike how it's done in one... I mean, this shit is done in one fucking...
He has to act in a little... This is the amount of space.
There's no space.
There's no space.
So it's all you. It's all just emotion, face, and
subtlety.
Subtlety.
It's all
oh
subtle
man,
shit.
you know, and the dialogue that they do use is beautiful, brilliant. Also, the director's brilliant. I mean, the shots are unreal. I mean, yeah, this movie's fucking amazing. This movie's fucking amazing. On HBO, you don't have to worry about buying it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, see you next week.
See you next week.
Jesus.
Fucking beaners.
Hopefully it won't be as intense.